Is this practical?
If it ain't practical, then it's practically a waste of time, baby. Okay, so we saw a really interesting reel online, and I wanted to try it out here and see if it's practical. This is the start of a new series. We're going to call it Is It Practical? Very creative, very original name. But basically, the idea is that I'll be taking clips from different creators online, or maybe even books or articles. What we're going to do is test them out. So today we've got our orange fur, and I'm going to take my soldering iron and I'm going to cut out a pattern with the soldering iron. A few key things before doing something like this in your shop. It's always to be very aware of the heat element. A soldering iron can burn you, especially if you have it in high temperatures. The second most important thing is to wear a respirator. This soldering iron is going to melt the backing of the fur, not burn it. It's going to melt it, and when that does happen, it's going to release gases into your workspace. So you want to be in a well-ventilated area, and you want to make sure that you're wearing a respirator. We're going to draw on these patterns. This is a printed pattern I've made from my Wooble. It's made out of PLA from my bamboo X1 carbon. I think it's a pretty perfect use case for filament. Stronger than paper. I can push against it and it's not going to deform as easily as paper. It's not going to crinkle, and it's very reusable. So I like it. It's something that we're working on making available to people online in the store. So look out for that in the future. Alright, so it's time to cut it. We're going to take our soldering iron and we're going to run it against the backing of the fur. We're not going to run through the backing into our cut mat. We want to make sure we're not burning the hair as we cut through the backing. That would kind of defeat the purpose of this supposed hack. It looks like my temperature was down a little bit, not cutting as quickly as I wanted it to. So I'm going to bring it up to about 800. And now it's gliding very smoothly. Another important thing to follow is distance between the heating element and your hands. I'm about to show you a perfect example of how not to handle your soldering iron when cutting fabric in just a moment. And 3, 2, 1. Oh, burnt yourself. Just a second on the soldering iron, and I crisped up my finger really nice. I'm going to pretend like that didn't hurt and keep cutting the pattern out. But it's going really nicely. I am taking the opportunity to feel the edge as I'm cutting it, and I'm pretty impressed. And as I get it separated from the sheet, I can take a look at it and definitely say that this hack works really well. There was little to no stray hairs. I'm running my hands across the entire cut edge, and I'm even pulling on the cut lines. Nothing's fraying, no big clumps of hair coming out. This method's working pretty good. With a blade, I usually seem to get a few stray hairs that just kind of fall off through the mesh. But what the soldering iron's doing is it's cauterizing the entire edge of your fabric and making it so that the hairs can't escape. I did take the opportunity to sew up this head and see how it felt with my hand inside. That was my biggest concern, and I gotta say, it was just as comfortable, if not the same amount of comfort, sewing two normal pieces of fabric together. I think this is a pretty great method. After trying out the method ourselves, I can definitely say that cutting the fur with the soldering iron was practical. It saved us a lot of time, it kept all the hairs on the piece, and there wasn't any weird fraying. It actually sealed the edges and made it one solid piece again. This was a cool method, and I think it's something that we'll try in the future. So for today, this gets our seal of practical approval. We'll see you next time on Is It Practical? With some more tips, tricks, and hacks.